Okay, so standing on the top of our mat, feet together, lift and spread the toes, set them down, root the toes down, one hand on the low belly, one hand on the low back, lift the pelvis, tuck the tailbone, and roll the shoulders up and back, palms towards the horizon. Lift the arms up, fold, hinge at the hips, nice and slow to start. Halfway lift, bring the arms to the shin, nice long flat spine, chest forward, shoulders away from the ears. Plant the hands, step the right foot back, low crescent lunge, steeple grip. Raise the arms, gaze forward, deep breath. Plant the hands, tuck the back toes, lift the hips, slide the left foot back, plank pose. Hold for 3, 2, 1, shift forward. Crack at the elbows, lower slow, 3, 2, 1, hold. 3, 2, 1, into baby cobra. Nice and gentle to start. Lower down, tuck the toes, lift the kneecaps. On the exhale, press up to plank. Send the hips high, down dog. Walk out your dog a little here, bend your knees, push through the hands. Lift the hips nice and high. Then bring the right leg forward. Right sole of the foot to the mat. Bend the left knee. Inhale, low crescent lunge. Bring the hands back down, tuck the back toes, lift the hips, slide the right foot back, shift forward, lower slow, 3, 2, 1, hold, 3, 2, 1, up dog. And then lift the hips high, down dog. Walk the feet forward. Lift halfway, long spine, chest forward, shoulders away from the ears. Deep breath. And send the right foot back. Low lunge. Chest forward, shoulders away from the ears on the ball of the right foot. Then come light on the fingertips. Rise up to crescent lunge. One hand on the pelvis, one hand on the low back. Feel the lift up through the pelvis and the slight tuck of the tailbone. Breathe here. 2 deep breaths. Then drop the back heel, turn the back foot on the slight 45. Bring the back foot in a little bit if you need to. Straighten the front leg. Hinge forward from the front left hip. Pyramid pose. Chest forward. Come up onto the fingertips. Nice long flat back. 2 more breaths here. And bend into that front knee, rise up to Warrior One. Hands back on the pelvis and low back. Feel the hips turn forward slightly. Lift up through the pelvis. Press down through the tailbone, bend into the front left knee. If you feel secure, steeple grip. Gaze forward, biceps by the ears. 2 deep breaths here. Come into humble warrior, hinge from the front left hip. Long, flat back. Bring the arms back like airplanes. Extend the head forward. Hold for 2 deep breaths. Strong feet. And cartwheel the arms up and open up Warrior Two. Root down through that back right foot. Lift the right kneecap, hands on the hips to start. Feel if they're turning slightly towards the left, pull them open. Lift up through the pelvis, down through the tailbone, extend the arms long, gaze forward. Pull the shoulder blades down and back. 2 deep breaths. And press down through the left foot to straighten the left leg. Coming into triangle pose, hinge from the front left hip. Reach forward, forward, as far as you can. Then drop the left arm, raise the right, gaze up towards the right hand. Strong side body. 2 more deep breaths here. Cartwheel the arms up, bend into the front left knee, reverse warrior. Right hand rests on the back right leg. Chest rotates towards the sky. Come back through Warrior Two. Bring the hands together. Scandasna to the back right leg. Left toes towards the sky. Breathe deeply here, 2 deep belly breaths. And press up strong out of the right foot. Come through to Warrior One. Then back to Crescent on the ball of the back right foot. Lunge into Warrior Three. Bring the hands to heart center for better balance. Right toes flex down. Hips square down. Then swing the leg through. Modified tree. Into tree pose. Guide the right foot to the left inner thigh. Thigh presses into the foot, foot presses into the thigh. Hands on the hips. Try to drop that right hip level. Two deep breaths here. Come back through modified tree. Right hand grabs the big right toe. Straighten it out. Two deep breaths here. And get ready to drop the right hand, but don't let the leg drop. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Good. Release the leg down. Sweep the arms up. Full body stretch. And fold, hinge from the hips. Lift the hips nice and high here. Feel the stretch through the backs of the legs. Take a moment to regain your breath. Then lift halfway, nice long flat back. Hands can come to the knees or the thighs. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Plant the hands, step the right foot back again, come into low lunge. We're gonna flow through the same flow, a little bit faster this time. When you're ready, come light onto the fingertips. Rise up, crescent lunge. One deep breath. Turn on the back foot, drop the back heel, straighten the front leg. Hinge at the front hips, pyramid pose. Pull the chest forward, pull the left hip back. And bend into the front knee. Rise up, warrior one. Lift up through the pelvis, press down through the tailbone. Turn the hips forward. Humble warrior, send the arms back like airplanes. Hinge at that front left hip. Belly towards the thighs. Gaze down. Open up, warrior two. Turn the hips. Hips in one line. Arms out long. Breathe. Straighten the front left leg. Hinge at the front left hip. Triangle pose. Reach, 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 reach. Drop the left arm, right arm towards the sky. Bend into the front knee. Cartwheel the arms up and over, reverse warrior. Back through warrior two. Scandasna, right leg. Press up strong. Through Warrior 2, Warrior 1, and then Crescent Lunge. Lift often to Warrior 3. Right hip squares down, right toes square down. Swing it through, modified tree. Grab the right foot, guide it to the left thigh. Tree pose, work to relax the right hip. Back through modified tree. Right hand grabs the big right toe. Extend the right leg forward. Release the hand, hold for 3, 2, 1. Good. Lower the right leg. Open up, come into a wide stance. Heels in, toes out slightly. One hand on the low belly, one hand on the low back. Feel for any arching or concaving. Lift the pelvis up to push the tailbone down. From here, sit straight down, goddess pose. Bend at the knees. Best you can, neutral pelvis. Inner thighs spiral upwards, keep the knees pressing out. 3 deep breaths here. And lift the right heel, slow and controlled. Two more deep breaths. Lower, slow and controlled. Lift the left heel. 3 deep breaths. Lower it down, slow and controlled. Lift both. Hold for 3 deep breaths. Lower the heels, slow and controlled. Press down through the feet, lift the arms up. Deep breath. Then turn the heels out, toes slightly in, hands back to the hips. Make sure the pelvis is in alignment still. Then hands on the front hips as we hinge forward for a wide leg forward fold. Nice long back, chest forward, shoulders away from the ears. Keep the hands on your hips. Let your head drop. 3 deep breaths. And come up just as slowly as you went down. Turn the front left foot forward. Cartwheel down. Slide the left foot back. Plank pose. Three, 2, 1, shift forward, crack at the elbows, lower slow, 3, 2, 1, and hold, 3, 2, 1, into up dog. And come into a nice wide leg child's pose. Melt the hips back. Breathe into your low back and hips. Let the forehead come to the mat. Take 5 deep breaths here. Next inhale, rise up. Bring the knees back under the hips. Press into the hands nice and wide. Tuck the toes. Lift the hips high. Down dog. Then bring the right leg forward. Low lunge. Chest reaches forward, shoulders away from the ears. Take one more deep breath here. And come light onto the fingertips. Rise up for Crescent Lunge. One hand on the pelvis, one hand on the low back. Pull the body slightly away from that right thigh. Steeple grip. 2 deep breaths. And turn the back foot, drop the heel, straighten the front right leg. Hinge from the front right hip, pyramid pose. Long, flat back, chest towards the horizon. Pull the right hip back and pull the chest forward. Two more deep breaths. Bend the front right knee. Rise up. Warrior one. Hands on the hips. Turn them forward slightly. Pull the pelvis up. Press down through the back, left foot. Steeple grip. 3 deep breaths right here. Hinge from the front, right hip. Lay the torso on the thigh. Bring the arms back, humble warrior. Strong legs. 2 more deep breaths. And rise up. Cartwheel open, warrior two. Hands on the hips to start. Open them towards the left. Bend into that front right knee. Arms out long, gaze forward. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Hold for 3 breaths. Press down through the front right foot, straighten the right leg. Hinge from the front right hip, triangle pose. Reach forward, 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 forward as much as you can. Then drop the right hand. Left arm towards the sky. Gaze towards the left hand. 3 deep breaths, strong side body. And press down through the right foot, bend into the right knee. Cartwheel the hands up and over. Left hand rests on the back left leg. Keep the chest open towards the sky. Reverse warrior. Come through warrior 2. Scandasna into the back left leg. Lift the right toes towards the sky, dig the right heel down. Get as low as you can. Breathe deeply into your hips. 3 deep breaths. And press down strong through the back left foot. Rise up through warrior 2, warrior 1, then crescent lunge. We're going to lunge forward into warrior 3. Take your hands to your heart for better balance. Left toes down, left quad towards the mat, left hip towards the mat. 3 deep breaths. And swing the left leg through. Modified tree. And use the left hand to guide the left foot to the right inner thigh or the right knee. Hands on the hips. Feel for levelness. Breathe deeply into the left hip. Hold for 2 deep breaths. And then left hand grabs the left big toe. Extend the left leg out long as far as you can. Hold for 3 breaths. Then release the hand, hold the leg where it is. 3, 2, 1. Good. Lower it down, slow and controlled. Reach the arms up, big body stretch. Big breath. Hinge at the hips and fold. Lift the hips towards the sky. Halfway lift. Hands on the knees, pull the shoulders away from the ears. Long, flat back. And fold again. Lift the hips high towards the sky. Pull the navel in. Chest towards the mat. Plant the hands. Step the left foot back to low lunge. A little bit quicker this time. Pull the shoulders away from the ears, pull the chest forward. Come light onto the fingers. Rise up. Crescent lunge. One deep breath. And plant the back left foot, straighten the front knee. Pyramid pose, hinge from the right hip. Pull the chest forward. Pull the right hip back. Bend into the front right knee. Rise up, warrior one. Steeple grip. Lift the pelvis up, tuck the tailbone a little more. Hinge from the front right hip. Trying to lay the torso towards the thighs. Humble warrior. Slide the arms back like airplane. Rise up, open up. Warrior two. Open up the hips. Strong through the back leg. Shoulders away from the ears. Press down through the right foot, straighten the right leg. Hinge from the front right hip, triangle pose. Forward, forward, more forward. Down. Gaze up. Bend into the front right knee. Reverse warrior. Keep the chest open. Back through warrior two. Into Scandasna. Lift the right toes. Press strong through the back left leg. Through warrior two. Through warrior one. Through crescent. Lunge into warrior three. Take the hands to the heart position. Breathe strong. And swing it through. Modified tree. Use the left hand to guide the left foot into tree pose. Hands on the hips. Keep the left knee opening, nice and strong. Left hand grabs the big left toe. Straighten it out as much as you can. Release the hand, hold for 3, 2, 1. Drop it down. Open up. Heels in, toes out. One hand on the pelvis, one hand on the low back. If it's pulling away from you, pull it forward. Lift up, straight down into goddess pose. Keep the knees opening, inner thighs spiraling up. 5 deep breaths. Lift the left heel. Breathe. Lower down, slow and controlled. Lift the right heel. Slow and controlled on the way down. Lift both. 5 deep belly breaths here. Root the toes down. One more. Slow and controlled. Lower the heels, press down, straighten the legs. Reach the arms up. Full body stretch. And bring the hands to the hip creases. Heels out, toes in. Pull the pelvis back in line. Hinge from here. Chest towards the mat, wide leg forward fold. Keep the shoulder blades pulling together. And drop the head. 5 deep breaths. Nice and slow on the way up. Use your core. And turn the front foot. Cartwheel down. Come onto the ball of the right toes. Press your hands down through the mat. Slide the foot back. Plank pose. Nice and strong. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shift forward. Crack at the elbows, lower slope. 3, 2, 1. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Up dog. Big audible breath. Set the knees down, knees together, toes together. Send the hips back towards the heels. Balasana pose. Forehead towards the mat. Five deep breaths here. Gentle rise up. Come into a wide-legged straddle. Turn sideways on the mat. One hand on the low belly, one hand on the low back to feel for any collapsing here. Pull the pelvis forward. Feel for evenness and straightness. Press down through the sits bones. From here, hinge forward for a wide leg forward fold. Walk the hands forward. Keep the inner thighs and knees rotating outward. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Pull the chest forward more. Breathe. And 3 more deep breaths. Lock your hands back in, press yourself back up. Take your straddle a little smaller. One hand on either side of the right leg. Tent the fingers, really press down through the fingertips. Flex the right toes, right leg is engaged. Lift up high through the pelvis and lift the right leg, lower. Lift, lower, lift, lower. Keep going. Inhale. 3 more. Last one. Good. Left side. Make sure the pelvis is nice and straight to give yourself leverage. Flex the left toes, and when you're ready, inhale and lift. 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 5 more. Two. 1. Good. Take the legs wide again. Right hand to the inner. Right knee, left hand up. Side body stretch. Over to the right. Keep the left hip down. Rotate your chest slightly towards the sky. Left arm down to the inner left knee, right arm up, reach up and over towards the left, heavy right hip, chest towards the sky, beautiful. 2 deep breaths, breathe into your right side body. Good, leg lifts 1 more time. Start with the right. Sit up tall through the pelvis. Yep. Tent the fingertips and then lean your weight slightly back. When you're ready, flex through the foot, lift. Lift. Keep going. 2 more. Last one. Good. Switch, recheck your pelvis. Make sure you're sitting up nice and tall. Tent the fingertips, flex the toe, engage the whole leg, lift the kneecap. Send your weight slightly back. Lift. Keep going. 4, 3, 2, last one. Good. Shake out the legs. One more, wide leg forward fold. Hips nice and wide. Rotate the knees up and out, inner thigh spiral up and out. Pelvis, one hand on the pelvis, one hand on the low back, nice and tall. Feel your pelvis come towards the mat. You can walk your hands out. Pelvis comes in between our hips, in between our thighs. 5 deep breaths. And gentle rise back up. Use the hands to walk yourself back. Swing the legs around. Come to lay down on your back. Bring your knees in to start. Get the tailbone flat to the mat. If the tailbone lifts, pull the knees slightly away from the chest. Send the left leg out long. Right knee in. Right knee towards right shoulder. Both feet are active. And then bring the right knee towards the left shoulder. Back and forth a few times. Right arm to a goalpost, right ear towards the mat. Guide the right knee towards the left hip scissors towards the right. Don't let the shoulder lift. 5 deep belly breaths. Slow. Guide the right knee back over. Set the right hip down. Switch legs. Left knee, left shoulder. And over towards the right. back and forth. And take the left arm to a goalpost, left ear towards the mat. Guide the left knee towards the right, and the right hip, knee, and foot scissor slightly towards the left. Pause before the shoulder lifts. 5 deep, full belly breaths. And guide the left knee back over, left hip to the mat. Both legs out long. Arms by your side, palms face up. Big breath in, big breath out. Savasana. Close your eyes, no movement at all. And when you're ready, reach the arms overhead for a big full body stretch. Fingers and toes towards opposite horizons. Amazing job today. Take the hands together, palms together. Thumbs to the third eye. A big thank you to yourself. A big I love you to yourself. And I'll see you next time.